Make sure you watch until the end to see how you can win free gear and products. Hey, this is PJ with CLK Supplies, and I want to go over the HPC pocket-sized key decoder, part number HKD-75. But before I do, I want to go over the two most common methods to decode keys. The first method is a key gauge like this one. Now this is an 8-in-1 key gauge, and sometimes it's called like a 12-in-1, but since there's only 8 actual slots here for 8 different manufacturers, that's why we call it the 8-in-1. But a gauge like this, you know, if you're commonly just rekeying or just decoding, I should say, like Kwikset and Schlage and maybe the SFIC A2, typically a key gauge like this is going to get you out of the woods, and it's going to do everything that you would hope it would do. Now the second option would be to use a set of dial calipers like this one. Now this is my preferred method if I'm going to be decoding a automotive key, right? Now the downside to this one is that once you actually get the increment, you have to translate that into an actual cut or the depth, right? So although it's very versatile, you do have to like go one extra step, right? Like getting the number would be step 1, then step 2 would be looking up whatever method you choose to figure out what the actual depth is and figure out what you need to do from there. So those are the two methods. The key gauge, which is great, quick, and simple, but it's limited to whatever manufacturers are listed on the piece of metal, or the digital caliper, which is great for automotive, but it's only the first step in 2 steps to figure out what the actual depth is. Now I want to show you the pocket-sized key decoder. It's not going to be the right fit for everyone, but if you're finding yourself wanting a little more than what a key gauge has, and you don't want to go to that second step, what you would have to do with the caliper, I think the pocket-sized key decoder might just be the fit for you. Let me show it to you. All right, so this is what the pocket-sized key decoder looks like. Now, interesting little fact, okay, is that this is going to use the same technology that the 1200 Blitz machines use. They have the same little needles in there. It's kind of cool. Now, it's going to come in this nice case, and as you can see, there's plenty of room for you to put the actual decoder. As a spot up here for these little accessories that are right here. I'll go over here in just a few minutes. All right, and it's gonna come with 111 of these cards here. Let me go ahead and take a stack out. You can kind of look at them. All right, so like this one's for Schlage, this one's for like a Ford 10 cut, right? Then a Westlock, and let's see here, Weiser, Yamaha Cycles, a whole bunch of different ones, okay? It's gonna cover residential, commercial, it's even gonna do Medeco biaxial, the angle cuts, I'll show you that in just a moment. But it does do some older auto, okay? So like if you need to decode like an old H50 or H51 key, this is gonna do it as well. But I'll put a link in the notes below that you can take a look and see all 111 cards that it will decode, all right? Now, for example here, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this Schlage one right here. But before I do, I wanna just show you up here where it says shim, okay? As you can see on this one here, it says shim is none, all right? I'm gonna put this one down, go to this Ford one. And it says shim, and it says silver, okay? And if you look right here, it comes with 3 different shim colors, right? There's like a, I don't know what they call this, probably a black, a silver, and then like a bronze or something. Okay, and is what you do is you use these and you put them, let me take this decoder back out. And what you do is you actually put these right here on the edge, okay? And it's like for the double-sided automotive keys, it's gonna put it in there and it's going to align the key, you know, typically on the groove, right? So that's how that works as far as that goes. But let me show you how you actually decode a key with this, all right? I'll go ahead, I'm gonna take the Schlage card. I'll go ahead and put it in here, just like you would put a 1200 card in. And we'll take our Schlage key. And what we're gonna do here, okay, is we're gonna put it on the C for center, okay, because that's the center cut, but on like a Medeco biaxial, you would put it on, left or right to decode that actual, the angle of the cut, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna pull this back, I'm gonna put the key in, and we'll just put it here on one of the cuts. All right, make sure you can see it there. All right, and so as you can see here, this is a 5. Okay, this depth is a number 5. So it just did the math there for you, right? So we'll go right here to the next one. All right, and that's gonna be a 4. All right, just like that. So, and so on and so forth. So as you go through, and it's spring loaded, so you're not pushing, right? Everything's right here. You can see that's another 5, and so on and so forth. So that is how this pocket-sized key decoder works, all right? And having the 111 different cards like this really allows you to have, imagine a big metal key gauge with 111 different little cutouts for it. That's pretty much what this is. And make sure you go in the notes below and click on the link that shows you all the different cards before you would consider purchasing this, just to make sure it's gonna do everything that you would like it to do. All right, and that's the pocket-sized key decoder by HPC. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Since you just watched this video, I'm guessing that you work with locks and keys. And to us at CLK Supplies, that makes you a lock boss. And we wanna hook you up. Here's how it works. Throughout the week, join the conversation and comment on our posts and videos and include the hashtag LockBoss. It's free to enter this giveaway. And every Tuesday, we're gonna pick 5 winners from the previous week and hook you up with all sorts of prizes, including gear, tools, supplies. We might even send you a key machine or buy you lunch. So if you're a lock boss, join us every week to learn, grow, and win.